Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
It's like a thorn in your side who won't go away. I'm talking about Dr. Fauci. Before, remember 2 weeks ago, he was saying, oh, it's okay if you're vaccinated, be relaxed. You can visit with family and friends. You can travel. So here's Dr. Rochelle Walensky about traveling. Is it the traveling part or the family part that's dangerous?
So much about the safety of your gathering has less to do with the plane ride or the train ride that you're going to do to get there, and very much to do with the behaviors that you have in the week prior to your gathering.
And then Dr. Fauci said this, and I fell off the couch. Here we go again. Ruining Christmas. Once again, the Grinch, the Scrooge, the Dr. Fauci.
I think we're dealing with a serious enough situation right now that if there's an unvaccinated person, I would say I'm very sorry, but not this time. Maybe another time when this is all over.
Oh, my God.
It's a perpetual nightmare. With more on this, let's welcome back to the program Phil Magness. He's economic and political historian, author of the 1619 Project, a critique, and he wrote an article about Dr. Fauci and his relationship with Director Collins and gets into all those juicy emails. Good morning, Mr. Magness. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so what did you think about Dr. Fauci's about-face yesterday on Christmas and whether we should gather or not?
Yeah, this has been typical of Fauci since the beginning of the pandemic. Here's a guy that goes on TV and announces that he is the science, but he's making pronouncements that are really political.
And speaking of political, let's go through some of those emails. A Freedom of Information request was filed, and there was an email dump. And what did you discover in that?
Well, if you remember, around the beginning of October 2020, there was a group of scientists that met at the American Institute for Economic Research, and they issued an anti-lockdown alternative proposal called the Great Barrington Declaration. And what we found in the emails is 3 days after that proposal came out, Francis Collins, who's the outgoing director of the NIH, and Anthony Fauci had a big correspondence about it, where Collins directed Fauci to basically initiate a, quote, takedown of what he called the fringe epidemiologists who had signed this alternative anti-lockdown approach to the pandemic. And basically what he was doing was he was announcing there's not going to be any scientific discussion or debate. We're going to use the political weight of this multi-billion-dollar agency to wage a media campaign against anyone who dissents, anyone who questions Anthony Fauci and Francis Collins' preferred lockdown approach.
Yeah, just for the layperson out there, the Great Barrington Declaration was a declaration that was signed by disease scientists and epidemiologists and et cetera. And basically, what they said was that they basically said that if individuals have minimal risk of death, then they should be allowed to build up normal immunity to the virus through natural infection, while better protecting those who are at higher risk. If you remember, that's the approach really DeSantis took in Florida, which was to target those individuals who are truly vulnerable. And so they recommended things like not closing schools, not counseling sporting events, things of this nature. And this was signed by scientists all over. So basically they said, look, let's target those who are really at risk, and let's also allow herd immunity to play its role. So for this, they literally, Fauci literally went on a campaign to totally discredit them, because obviously this was a threat to them and their ability to kind of like
and no one knew about it until the emails came. We've had Dr. Martin Kulldorff on, Jay Bhattacharya. We've had them, Dr. Gupta, on this show. But is there anything else that the American people need to know from these emails?
Well, the complete absence of science from the discussion that's coming out of Anthony Fauci was very apparent in the emails. There's a guy that goes on TV and he announces, I am the science. But what you see in the emails, when he launches this campaign to discredit the Great Barrington Declaration, he starts circulating political op-eds from places like Wired Magazine and the New York Times and The Nation. And he's saying, these are our talking points. These are our case against the Great Barrington Declaration. So what he's doing is he's taking media talking points in favor of lockdowns, against the alternative, putting them forth as his own talking points. Then he goes on the same media and repeats them right back to him, and that's considered scientific authority.
Mm-hmm. So he's responding to science with media talking points. That's his counter to the science that talks about prioritizing those who are at risk and allowing people who are not at risk and at minimal risk, and of course we know children are not at risk, to proceed with their normal lives, not disrupt their education and their interaction. Look, let me point out, and how does this happen? How does the public not get access to Fauci's emails? I mean, the only way you have emails at the federal level that have items redacted is when it involves national security reasons. I mean, what national security justification is there for them, in effect, redacting language from Fauci's emails? Is this a national security issue?
Well, that's the thing we're trying to figure out, because even though we got part of the emails in this public information request, there were 2 entire pages, and they're at a key date. They're right before the White House task force meeting after the Great Barrington Declaration, when Fauci indicated he was going to go there and make the case against it, continue the smear campaign. So we don't know what's entirely in some of the still redacted emails. We just know that the gist of them was very hostile and very anti-science.
What is Fauci's wife, Christine Grady? What is her role in all of this? What does she do for a living? And what's her?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything directly in the emails discussing her. What I do see is Fauci does try to line up other scientists that are already in support of the pro-lockdown viewpoint, and he treats them as having a privileged position, but he doesn't want any scientific debate with anyone else.
Well, she runs the bioethics department at NIH, so she's also
at
the NIH. How convenient. It's a duo. But there was
exactly.
All in the family.
There was this one. Hi, Tony and Cliff. Tony is Anthony Fauci. This proposal for the 3 fringe epidemiologists who met with the Secretary of HHS seems to be getting a lot of attention, and even a co-signature from Nobel Prize winner Mike Leavitt of Stanford. Yeah. There needs to be a quick and devastating published takedown of its premises. I don't see anything like that online yet. Is it underway? ? That's all you need
Unbelievable.
to know.
Unbelievable. That kind of sums it up. I mean, if they're putting that out, but then they're redacting other things, can you? I mean, just try to let your imagination take over and imagine what they're not giving you, what they have deleted from those emails that they don't want the public to see.
Oh, that's exactly it. I mean, this looks bad in what's been released, but the really bad ones are the ones that they're hiding from us, the ones that are the private conversations that took place after this declaration comes out. And again, just to show you the mentality here, he's calling these scientists fringe, but we have a Nobel Prize winner, we have scientists at Harvard and Stanford and Oxford, top university departments, well-regarded experts around the world, and that's what they're denouncing as fringe in the emails that actually do get released to the public. So, I fear what is in the contents of everything that was not released.
Well, how long do you think this is going to go on? Because, Francis Collins, I don't know if you heard, he's retiring, but he came out with a song. Have you heard it?
Yes, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, here, I'm just going to play a little bit. Paul Vallis is here, and I don't think he's heard this.
I haven't heard it yet.
This isn't a joke. This isn't a Saturday Night Live skit.
Okay.
This is him on YouTube. Francis Collins.
Somewhere past the pandemic, when we're free, there's a life I remember, full of activity.
I mean, do you think he's enjoying this a little bit too much, Philip?
Well, I think there's your evidence of who the real fringe scientist is. It's the guy that's going on YouTube with the guitar.
Little self-serving there. All right. Well, you can read the article. It's called Fauci Collins Email Dump on the Great Barrington Declaration, and it is published at, hold on, I'm getting my notes here. Where can we find the article?
It's at aier.org.
Okay, aier.org. All right. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful holiday season.
You too.
Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
I want Christmas. Just give me plain baby Jesus lying in a manger Christmas.
On AM 560, The Answer.
Say it with me, 40 days up to 40 pounds. That's how much you could lose when you join NJ Diet, because NJ Diet only takes 40 days to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds. Since NJ Diet is a contractually guaranteed money-back program, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. NJ Diet is 100% tailored to you by using bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep it off. 40 days up to 40 pounds can be a real thing. Unlike other weight loss systems, NJ Diet is all natural. No shots, no hormones, no prepackaged foods, and no surgery. With offices in Skokie and Oak Brook, or available worldwide with live online video consultations, call them now, 855-5-NJ-DIET, or go to njdiet.com. That's njdiet.com. 40 days, up to 40 pounds.
All right. Paul Vallis,